Hey everybody, it's Mitch and welcome to my next video. Today we have a video game review for you. And today's video game is The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Now, this is a great game. It's a classic Zelda game. The gameplay is actually a throwback to the original Zelda. I think that was just called The Legend of Zelda. Um, Basically, the whole way the map's laid out and the whole way you attack everything, pretty much, very much iconic of that. It looks very much the same. I mean, the graphics are way better, although still 2D and, not that great. But, compared to that old NES game, yeah, way better. But still, great game. It's for the Nintendo 3DS. Quick safety warning: if you're under 7 or have small children under 7 and are playing this on the 3DS, not on the 2DS, make sure you turn the switch for 3D all the way off, because the 3D can permanently damage your eyes if you're under 7. If you're over 7 or playing on the 2DS, then you don't need to worry, so whatever. But just figure I'd throw that out there, seeing as I've worked retail for a long time in this area, and not as many people as need to know that. Not that many people need to know. Not that many people know that information, and people really need to know that information. So I'm trying to do my part to get that out there. So now that that's out of the way, let's get to things. Well, like I say, it's a classic Zelda game. It fits perfectly with all the previous Zelda games. Uh, standard theme. If you've beaten the Zelda game before, this should be very easy for you, and you should be able to get it done in I don't know, a couple of days. You should probably get in like 2 or 3 days, if maybe 4, if you've beaten one before. I think it took me 4. Um, yeah, I was doing a few other things at the time, but I think it took me about 4 days, which was a record for me. I think my quickest Zelda win was 6 before. I forget which one that one was. Twilight Princess. There we go. Anyways, so this game, it's got an interesting twist to it. The twist of this one is you can transform. You can go in and out of paintings once you get a little ways in. So that's pretty cool. Basically, well, not just paintings, like walls. Like, you can merge with the wall and then walk around in it like you're a painting, and then pop out somewhere else, which is very useful for getting around. Definitely comes in handy, although it's something you forget a lot. It's one of the things you really have to pay more attention to than everything else. If you've been playing Zelda games a lot, you're gonna know all the other tricks for all the other things that you have to do. That stuff's going to be second nature to you, and you're probably not going to forget too much of that. The painting one, you're going to forget that more, just because it's new. At least I did. So I figure if you're a Zelda fan like me, you probably will also. But of course you will. It's the new thing, and that's what makes it interesting, having to try and remember the new thing, which is only one thing, so that's not too bad. Every other weapon in the game has been in at least one previous game. The sand rod's not. That one's a new one. I haven't seen much of that in previous games, but it's not completely new. All the other ones are pretty cliche. The fire rod and ice rod are, again, a little bit strange, but not that hard to figure out. So, yeah, the other stuff: arrows, bombs, of course, are in a boomerang. Um, Although, really, the boomerang doesn't see a lot of use. Kind of disappointed by that, to be honest. You really don't need the boomerang ever. So it helps fight certain enemies, but you never really need it. Yeah. So, anyways, what else was I gonna say? Basically, this whole game, there's like this whole other world in it too, which is kind of interesting, like a parallel kingdom to Hyrule. So that's an interesting twist, although I've seen similar things in Zelda games before, so it's not, as I think in Zelda games, I've seen it in other games. It's not a completely original idea, is all I'm trying to get at, but it's not something I've seen a lot of. What else? guess that's mostly all I have to say. There's also this weird new guy that shows up and pretty well takes over your house that like rents all the weapons. If you want to get anything other than the sword and shield, you got to go to this guy to get it. And then there's this octopus lady that um, she will upgrade all your stuff if you find her babies for her, which are hidden everywhere. That's a little bit of a pain to find, but so much easier than the Skulltuz. So much. There's not a single one of these guys in dungeons, and they make a this cheap sound whenever you get close, so you can kind of pinpoint them by sound, which helps. And they do get louder as you get closer. So definitely a lot easier than the Skulltuz to find. And they got a little thing that tells you how many are in each area. So definitely a lot easier. I know I've said that a bunch of times, but it is so much easier than the Skulltuz in from Ocarina of Time. But again, it's easier. It's such an easy game. I've noticed that about Zelda. They tend to be dumbing down their games a lot lately. Although their console ones they tend to do a little better with. I guess that's all there is I have to say about it. It's a great game all in all. I loved it. Um, Definitely want to check it out. I don't want to put any spoilers on this, so you know, uh, yeah, it's got the classic Zelda format. You know, you beat the thing that you think you're gonna do, and then there's more stuff, and then you beat that and it's over. Every Zelda game's like that. There's not a single Zelda game I've played that hasn't followed that formula, and I hope they stick to it because it works, and I like that formula. That's one thing that I like about Zelda is how it's somewhat predictable. Exactly what's going to happen story-wise, no, but you know that when you first set out on your quest that it's not going to be over, that when you finish that something else is going to come up. Something's going to happen and there's going to be more to do. And then when you finish that, it'll be over. So anyways, that's really all I have to say. Please, if you liked the video, hit the like button. I'm not going to know if you liked it if you don't hit the button. So like the video. Leave me a comment. I want to know what you guys think. Um, so yeah, let me know. What'd you think of the game? What'd you think of the video? Whatever. I would love to hear from you guys. And subscribe to my channel because I have a ton more videos and you're going to have a harder time seeing them if you don't subscribe. So subscribe. Anyways, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you.